Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Guys, we have blood in the streets. But if you were watching this channel, we don't have the crystal ball, and we honestly, guys, I mean, we're stupid. But 20 hours ago, on X and on this live stream, whenever we were talking about the price action of Bitcoin and people were getting excited about this bounce off of the 70K, the 72, right here, I said, don't get too excited. The market loves doing this and giving us a little bit of a false hope, and so we're sitting right at that line right there. You see this $69,000 line? I said they're wanting 69. I said they might bounce it right here, but then the market was just eyeing that price, and now we're basically wicked into the second level, which I said was probably going to be one of those prices that hit. And I'm like, I don't know which one it was going to be. If we're going to wick off of 69, if we're going to wick off of 66, well, it happened at 66. And so if you got that entry, guys, if you got this entry, I don't know if this is going to be the bottom, though. I mean, we could be nearing the bottom. I mean, we're close, but there is one more level. There could be two more levels. This is what's so just tricky about these particular portions of the bear market where we're nearing the end. If you think about it, from 126,000, this is like the end of the road. And at some point, it will have to get bought up. We know any of the narrative or the FUD that people are just giving up on Bitcoin altogether as a whole and it's going to zero. That would mean that every single person in the entire world would, and every single government in country that's mining it right now and putting it in part of their infrastructure would just have to completely just jump ship, sell it all, close all the mining facilities, all the infrastructure, and just like throw it in the river. I don't think that's going to happen. There's probably more of a probability that we've had worse FUD way back in multiple times. And when that has happened, and just to give an example of the 2016-18 bull market, look at how many times Bitcoin dropped 38%. 38%, 38%, 33, 38, 36, 29. And in other bull markets, we've had it drop 50%, 45%. And if you go by what has happened here on the chart, there's some really interesting things happening. And you can see that from the top here of 126,000, we have now dropped 47%. If we hit one more drop, that means we'd be in the average percentage drop of bear markets. That's usually when we bounce. And so I don't know. And then we got all this stuff, the Binance FUD, possible Binance insolvency, and also, Binance was a direct cause of 1010, one of the biggest liquidation events. And now this is going to be another probably bigger liquidation event that's happening right now in the markets because everything is getting a bit cooked. So all these levels that we were kind of calling, we said, look, there's probably a high chance that we'll get $1.33 XRP. And most of these levels that we were calling for prices, if you were going to try and put some limit orders in. So that was our best suggestion we could give on the channel, is if you're wanting to follow the trade or get any type of these entries, we'd have to set the limit orders. So, in order to do that, you have to have capital. So get your capital. You got to get it on these exchange, whatever exchange you're going to use. If you want to use WEEX, you can use the link in the description. And so with your stablecoin capital, you're going to send that in and then start trying to snipe these limit orders. You do it with spot, but then also you want to be doing it. Well, you don't have to, but if you're wanting to add a lot more risk in the factor, then you would put in some leverage trades, limit orders, with a stop loss, take profit set, so then you know exactly what your plan is. So this is what I'm seeing happening across the board, is these order blocks with the Lux Algo order block detector. But no, the bear market's already been happening. That's the thing. It was hard for a lot of us to realize it. Jim Blitz is saying bear market is in. No, it already has been happening. We were never in a bull market. We were in a bull market already going up to 126, and then that was the 4-year cycle top. We thought it was going to be a super cycle, but it just got extended a little bit, and then we got some false hope, and then we had everything kind of just come into play with Binance and the liquidation event on 10/10. That was the top. Was 10/10. That was it. And a lot of the XRP pumping previously, before everything, was the signal of that. I'm just saying. So we've been in a bear market, and we're getting close to the end of it. That's what's going to be a little tricky. But hey, I could be wrong with that. I could be totally wrong. But with what's happening right now, I mean, I'd say this is pretty. I mean, we're right in the money shot. We're right in the area. We're in the money shot of the exact area that I said, look, I circled this. So that if price gets around here, oh my gosh, there's going to be some heavy bidding here. And so I'm curious to see where it's going to come from. You know, you can't hide it on chain. I mean, once the bids come in, I mean, it's going to, but I think it all relates with the Clarity Act. We've explained this on the channel. So one of our theories is that this downturn is all perfectly timed with the Epstein files, the connections with Epstein, and how many times it's been mentioned inside of the files, the connections with the investments. We have actually a post that someone was saying, look, you know, just because Epstein invested and did all this doesn't mean he's Satoshi. Just means that this particular person, because of the way he's like basically an informant, whether it be from Mossad or whoever, or the CIA or whoever it was, you know, this means that he was everywhere. So, of course, he's going to have ties with Bitcoin. He's going to have ties with all these early developers. He's going to find who's doing what, who's in the inside circle, especially if there was the connection with people that worked on Bitcoin, were connected with the CIA. So it's pretty crazy, but we do have an interesting article. Someone, oh gosh, I really hope I have it, because my computer was giving me so much trouble, and I really hope I did not lose it. We got a couple. Okay. Oh gosh. No. Okay. Hopefully I can find it. I hope I have it bookmarked. Please be bookmarked. Yes. Oh, thank the Lord. So you think the Epstein files may be causing the Bitcoin to tank? I don't think that's the direct reason. The reason is probably 10 reasons, but it's quote perfectly timed all to happen at once to then drive the narrative of price that, oh, it's the Epstein files. I really don't think that's it at all. I think it's just the institutions have been doing this for years, and they've done it on other things. Now crypto is a part of this. Crypto is experiencing institutional adoption. So now, yeah, because the suits are coming in, and guess what? They're not buying the top. They want the bottom. They're buying the bottom, baby. So you think they're going to, quote, come in with size, buying 126,000, knowing that this man and his quote mob, not institution. Remember, the institutions are over here in America trying to get regulated under the Clarity Act, and this is see why Binance is going to get taken out. So Binance is going to get taken out, and people like CZ they are going to cease to exist. Why do you think Trump pardoned him? Because then Binance will go down, CZ might be able to walk away scot-free, and he might have to pay some fine or something like that. But something's up. Something's weird. Because why is it that Binance just injected millions and millions of dollars into Bitcoin, close to $500 million for their Seifu fund, but then Bitcoin is tanking to $66,000. Yeah, man. So this is just kind of like, I think it's just all kind of a play of show, and this is just like, it's going to be the money shot here pretty soon. I don't know where the bottom is, but it will bottom. It's not going to bottom to zero. We know that the dollar is being purposefully crushed on purpose. The dollar is being killed purposefully. There's a lot more economics and economists that are smarter to be able to probably make the dollar stronger through economic influence, and also just how the Fed could operate with the help of the politicians voting in the Congress and for things to actually go where they need to go. We probably could have done this. It's been done before, but now, the past 4 years, we had someone like Jerome Powell was like, so you just printed the money? So you just injected the system with money? And he's like, yes, we did. Yes, you could say that. He's like, well, where do you print it? Where do you get it from? And he's like, well, we digitally printed, and then we actually printed in the Treasury, with the bond, with the Treasury bills, and then we also, buy bonds and treasury. So that's how we print the money. But we did that, we put 60% of that into what has now caused massive inflation, caused the people to go into gold and silver, kill the dollar. But then also at the same time, everything is becoming way more expensive. People can't buy a damn house. And so all right. So then we got a new Fed chair coming in who's supposed to be pro Bitcoin, bullish crypto, but it's going to zero. Give me a break. So it's gonna figure itself out. It's gonna bottom. The FUD will cease, and we just have to I don't know. The best thing that you could do is just DCA. I told my wife earlier today, just literally like 45 minutes ago, was like, buy ETH. Just DCA ETH right now. And she said, okay. Put $150 into ETH in her wallet. And that's the best we can do. It's like, I have a feeling that instead of us going to the Stone Age and transferring wealth with coins, we are going to, or bottle caps, Fallout style, we're probably most likely going to be using internet rails, payment rails, which is networks that are based off of different consensus mechanisms to be able to generate either fees or mining or nodes or whatever it may be. And that's what the world is going to be ran on, especially if Elon is wanting to put a freaking robot in every house. So then you look at Tesla, and you look at Tesla as just like a rocket ship, pun intended, to successfully do this. And what will they be powered by? Because they're also going to be doing your finances too, these robots. How can a robot, an agenic AGI AI stuff, do transactions? Well, they need the blockchain. So this is where forward macro trading is going to come into play, where we have to have some patience, at least for that, because that will be the breakout. Also coupled with the crypto legislation with the stable coins for the agent robots to be doing all the finance for everyone. And then that's how we get crypto at total market cap $20 trillion. $30 trillion. Let's go to that. Total cryptocurrency market cap right now looks like trash. It's absolute trash. We thought we were going to get a recovery here, but we went sideways. And if you think about it, this is crazy. If you look at it on the daily, we didn't see the bear flag. We missed it. Look, it's right here. It's a bear. It's freaking bear flag, and we did the exact move of the downturn. And it's like, man. And if anything would line up like perfectly, it's actually crypto going right back 2 trillion. It could go back to 2 trillion, and then that would line right up with the Bitcoin going right back right into that area that would make people just freak out. We're already freaking out right now. A lot of people are like, it's over, going to zero. But look, if you look at where the order block was really bought up here for all of crypto, this was August 2024. Big order block of liquidity came in to buy crypto up and send it into all-time highs. Right here, and then right here, where we were getting, we've never been that high in terms of the cryptocurrency total market cap, like everything. This was 3.6 trillion, this was 4.3 trillion. And so you got to think it all lines up for it to people to capitulate so hard right here. And then it just goes. And then you can even see it. Then that's like an inverse head and shoulders of like a legend, just could be the legendary entry for some of these cryptos spot. Like this is where it's like you could buy your favorite stuff that you've liked this whole time. You've seen what it did when times were good, and you've seen what it does when times are bad multiple times. Then you can decipher which coin holds up more strength during these times and which ones actually recover. And then you can look at your portfolio and see, well, which ones didn't recover at all and kind of just went to like really just stayed in zero and then just never did anything. And you can think to yourself, I could probably abandon that one because it showed that obviously it's weak. It's not worth holding if it's not even going to do anything at all, even in some bumps of price action. And so you can be like, all right, I'm not really going to focus on that. Then you focus on the winners. You focus on the ones that actually had some strength during some of this sideways action or bearishness or whatever it may be. So a lot of these I noticed was XRP. XRP's done pretty solid through some of the bearish price action that we've had. Ponky like did crazy. Seemed like it was going sideways forever, but then it finally it like ran up. I mean, it had multiple runs up because it was just pinched in a descending wedge that just was waiting to pop. That had strength. So I'm watching that. Pepe did the same thing. I'm watching Pepe. It had strength. The privacy coins during a lot of this weirdness were doing well. Now they're down, but you can see of when things were kind of looking good, or even just kind of confusing, people were on the fence, that's when privacy coins were doing well. So you can kind of take note of that. When things are uncertain, privacy all of a sudden becomes a big narrative. And then people start getting into the privacy coins. So that's an interesting thing we've learned. What's another coin that was doing really well during a lot of, like, it kind of had some pops? It's not very many, to be honest. It's not very many. I mean, a lot of it most of it's been trash. Some of the crypto gaming stuff actually did see a little bit of a pop. That was something I noticed too. If you look on the daily, like you can see some of these coins had some pops, but it didn't last very long. Some of the DEX tokens had a bit of a pop, but a lot of them have just been down only. Yeah. So it's really only been a basket of coins that have had some price action over everything else. And then you can kind of attribute the trenches of pump fund tokens and certain things like that, like getting some attention as well. But then we've kind of seen those peak and die. And then that's all relative to the Bitcoin price action, the Solana price action. When Solana's going down, the trench gets hit pretty hard. So Solana was having a nice little recovery. It was almost like, oh, okay, we're back up 106. But look as quickly as it hit 96, went to 106, it went right to 83. So Sol gets dumped very quickly against Bitcoin, especially when it's not looking too hot. So it's like kind of just like trending down in this channel. We basically broke way down off of this, and just instead of doing something which would be normally like this, like we hit there and then we might test up again, maybe get down here and take a little bit more time. But since the market is tanking super fast, we kind of front ran that low price, and we were calling for this 79. We put this yellow line here because this order block, like I was showing you guys, and also this kind of lines up with Fibonacci retracement to 236. A bounce off of 236 would be pretty beautiful, but then also you got your influencers like Ivan on Tech calling for $43 Sol, or actually that was my call. He's calling for $30. But if you look, there is an order block sitting right down here. So if we were smart, we would probably try and set some limit orders to buy spot at 45 and set some limit orders to buy spot at 30. And so you kind of see where you have basically, if you were to, let's get some arrows here. You got 1 DCA, 2 DCA, and then like another third DCA spot right here. So you kind of have like a triple shelf kind of price action that could be happening with Sol. So just, I would be prepared for it. Don't take it off the table, because we called that same kind of bearish price action for Bitcoin over the past couple weeks, and we marked it on this chart. So this is the chart that we've been really watching, is the Bitstamp chart. This is probably my favorite Bitcoin chart to chart is the Bitstamp chart. It's got the most history on it. You know, Bitstamp was one of the first major crypto exchanges for trading ever. So check it out. Here's these 3 price calls that we hit. Boom, boom, boom. We said it'll hit those prices and bounce, and we're not going to know if that's the bottom until we get confirmation of certain levels being hit again or crossing over and coming in with size. We see the ETF inflows coming in. I mean, they're just like, let's go. And I was like, I don't think they're going to give it to us that easy. They probably want lower prices or cheaper prices. So it'll probably bounce off that wick a little bit. Traders are trying to take advantage of scalping. Boom, they've hit it to the lower again, 76. It did that. It bounced off of 76. Market got rejected at 78,000, and it was just like, nope, we're bringing it back. We're going to 72. That's the next level. The next level past that, I said, look, it's probably going to go to 69. Market wants 69. And I said, they might even want 66. Guess what? Got 66 right in the money shot. So the next call that I was talking about was the CZ Black Swan. 58,000 potentially being the bottom. So this is where I think it could be nearing the bottom, is 58,000. And that's when we have full capitulation. We have Peter Schiff inappropriately exposing himself live on live stream, because he just like, he was so right that he is just like dancing naked in the streets. But then this is when we probably will have one of the biggest buy-ups and recoveries and all that stuff. Oh, and also people will say that Michael Saylor's strategy is going to go up as well. They're going to go belly up, and then that stock is probably going to really hit the low, just get crushed. And we can show you guys some of the positions for MSTR really quick. Shout out to any new people that are watching the channel today. We really appreciate it. So yeah, MSTR right now, mark price $112. So remember, Michael Saylor explained this, and it's pretty easy to understand. You know, if you look at the strategy price right now, it's all representative. It's all represent and correlated with Bitcoin's price. Just kind of like everything else right now in the crypto markets, it's pretty correlated to Bitcoin's price. I mean, Bitcoin is going to go down to 66,000. Yeah, guess what? Everything else is going to go down. Very few things will still be up or doing anything. But here, now this is where we're going to, so we'll wait and we'll show you guys what we like to do, because then it kind of helps with the overall trying to find coins, fish for the coins that you want to pay attention to. So real quick, we want to explain this. MicroStrategy is correlated with Bitcoin's price. So, and it's more volatile than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes down 20%, my strategy is going to go down like 60%. If Bitcoin is down 54%, then strategy is going to be down like 85%. So, but when Bitcoin ultimately recovers, which it has before, and you can see it kind of in the chart here too, when Bitcoin recovers and it starts to hit all-time highs, then you get the all-time highs with MSTR as well. So right now, you'd be buying close to what is the capitulated bottom, and I think that MSTR is going to be going to $927. So I'm trying to scoop up, you know, some MSTR right here, maybe even some of the silver mining stocks, Tesla, and and some of the ETFs, Coinbase's stock. But this is what I'm curious about too. Whenever we see the market going down, we see Bitcoin dumping. We, excuse me, I like to see what coins are pumping. What coins are going up while Bitcoin is going down? So, all right, we got two of them. We have Zeus and me, and then yesterday we had the Pepe BTC ratio up 6%. So the Pepe BTC ratio was up 6%. It went up, or on the daily, it actually, on the first, it went up 20%. And you can see the ratio started to get pretty bullish. And if anything, I started to see almost somewhat of a flag here. And I'm waiting for this thing to pop. You get another one, you get another bounce like this, and we are going to be coming up, and it's lined up perfectly with this resistance at the ratio of 0.10. Look at what's happening with all the things with Pepe being used for art, and for an example, Banksy. The President Trump used Pepe. Elon's used Pepe. All of these past year, Pepe has been snuck into, quote, the mind share, or has tried to, but only until the price, quote, looks good and things are, quote, actually pumping. That's when I think Pepe is going to have this glorious moment of this channel being completed right here. We get the ratio go to 0.35. But here's something interesting. Zeus is a BTC protocol that you can earn ZBTC yield and do Bitcoin DeFi stuff on Solana using real Bitcoin. Okay? Easy explanation. Don't have to really go into it too much. But it's up 13%. So what the heck is going on? So everything else is digging the toilet, but this is up 13%. Okay? So that's strength. What the hell? If it's going up 13% while Bitcoin is in the absolute toilet, what the heck is it going to do when Bitcoin ultimately recovers? Spot. We need to be buying spot. This is the money spot buying time, my friends. Not financial advice, but if whatever you believe in, whatever the heck you believe in right now is where you need to find some capital, find some dry powder. All right. Shout out to everyone who's watching. I want to give a shout out to all the people who are interacting and engaging in the chat. We appreciate it. It makes it more fun, guys. I get more bullish and I get more excited when I see the likes pumping in. And I'll just say, likes have kind of sucked. The market, people are not really happy right now. And if you were already a channel that was having a hard time breaking through that that mind share of trying to get people to watch crypto content, oh my gosh, good luck. So, but yeah, but you guys can help 7 people watching on YouTube, so you can hit that like button and looking like, and so if you're wanting to trade, if you want to get all of these entries that we've talked about all during this channel or all during this live stream today, then you can use the link in the description. It takes 2 seconds to sign up and you can get some pretty decent entries on here by using a limit order, whether you're buying spot or you're putting in a futures trade. And so right now we're seeing all the bear flags play out. Target of the bear flag for Dogecoin is 8 cents. It's around 8 cents, like 0.086. Right now we're sitting at 9 cents. The reason why we have that particular price marked is because that is the go time, the go time line, go time line. We've had this go time line be hit, and where price has been massively supported for Dogecoin a few times. So we had it right here. 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 This was the October 10/10 event. And I think we are going to have it again right here. So back the truck up, boys. Eastbound down, load it up and truck it. We're going to do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go, short time to get there. I'm going to watch all these crypto crime bandits run. All right, my friends, that's it for the live stream. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Make sure you check out all the links in the description. Check out the recent videos that I posted. And if you're not following me on X, make sure you are doing so. That would be greatly appreciated. And hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace out.